He's sore. Don't expect him to play tomorrow. Not sure how long he's out for. I think you look at that play, and it's a fairly egregious violation of the rule. The rule exists to protect the catcher. The safety of the catcher is more in jeopardy now when you have the rule to protect you because you're not expecting to get hit when you give a guy a plate like that. It's a cheap shot. Like, I'm not saying he's a dirty player at all. Nobody's saying that, but he clearly deviated from his path to hit our catcher. He took our catcher out. The rule exists to protect him. It's a disheartening play to see come about like that.
At that point, is there anything else the umpires can do other than automatically say he's going to be out regardless of whether Austin hangs onto the ball or not?
I think it's up to them to determine how egregious the violation is. But at this point in time, like, if the rule doesn't exist, you expect to get hit. When you give a guy a plate and the rule exists to protect you, it puts your catcher in harm's way. And that's where it's ridiculous. And when you ask the umpire, like, hey, did you not see where he slid? He goes, no, I'm watching for the safer out call. Like, you're watching the whole play. You got to protect our catcher. Like, that's the whole reason it exists. And there was nothing done, any attempt at all to protect our catcher, and now he's out because of it. Like, no, I don't take too kindly to that.
Is there anything that can be done in follow-up with the league?
I'll let people above me handle that. But, no, we don't feel good about the way that play transpired.
Your thoughts on Clayton Richards' effort tonight?
Yeah, that Clayton battle. You look up, it's a good line. He fought hard. He was fighting himself today, fighting his mechanics, but just kind of shows what kind of warrior he is out there. He gets on the mound, and he managed to get out of some dicey situations. Got a great play from Matt Caesar there on that double play. I think overall he was good. The pitch he threw to Contreras probably wants it to come in a little bit more than it got in. Ran kind of back to the middle of the plate and put a good swing on it. Usually you can have success against him up there. So I think all the way the last pitch he was fighting hard. Gave us a chance to win the baseball game, and we just couldn't come out on top.
You have the situation that you wanted there at the end with Will Myers up second and third. Just tough to lay off that fastball up in the zone.
Wade Davis is one of the best. He was clearly spiking his breaking stuff and having a very difficult time commanding that. And, the fastball was the one pitch you got Will to chase earlier in the at-bat. You hope you can settle down and let that pitch go. It's a difficult pitch. There's a reason guys are pitching at 97 at the top of the strike zone and just above it is because it gets chases. And, he executed that pitch and we chased.
On the Hedges play, how would you maybe change the way the rules were written or the way the conventions are right now in baseball with conventions like that?
When the rule's in play, you expect it to protect you. I think that's my biggest issue with the play in general. Is like prior to the rule existing, you expected to get hit as a catcher when you stood in front of the plate. Now, if the rule doesn't, in fact, protect catchers from getting hit, what's the purpose? So if there's not some sort of ramification for a player other than, hey, you get to run back out and go place first base, if the only ramification is like you're out, that's not enough. Not enough when a guy takes a shot at a guy like that. So that's where my frustration resides. It's up to the league to determine how that should be dealt with. But like from my perspective, when a guy hits a guy that clearly gave him not just half of the plate, he gave him the entire lane of the plate, probably safe if he slides to the back corner. So that's where the frustration is. The frustration is like you expect the rule to protect you when you're out there and giving a guy a plate. And so there needs to be something stronger after that transpires where the commissioner or the baseball in general has to deal with something to where you actually protect my catcher, because right now just open season on him if all he is out at the plate.
So you were saying that the explanation you got in game was they were watching whether he was safe or out, not whether there was any blockage in the path? Yeah,
the way it was explained to me out there when I talked to Jeff Nelson was, I'll let New York handle that. You can review it if you want. Which for me is like the whole point of the rule is to protect my catcher, not to necessarily get a call right on safe or out. So like when Austin Hedges is like health is put in jeopardy because somebody can take a shot at him when he's not expecting it at all, that's a problem. And that's something where like baseball needs to consider how you handle situations like this after it occurs. Because if there's some sort of penalty now, then people think twice about it. If something happens with Anthony Rizzo's next number of games, then they think twice about taking that shot. That's up to the commissioner's office to make that sort of determination, though it's not up to me.
With that collision being pretty violent, was there any need by the trainers to check the concussion?
He's banged up pretty good right now. He got hit, he got blindsided. I'm very, very hopeful he doesn't end up on the DL. At this point in time, we'll have to wait and see how I think he's by nature very, very tough and is going to push away any thought of the DL at this point in time, which I appreciate that in him. But at this point in time, we just got to wait and see how he bounces back tomorrow. And he's been checked out. I think we're okay from the concussion standpoint, but he's definitely banged up pretty good.